Hello everyone, Mr. Power 46 here, and welcome to episode 2 of Day of the Tentacle Remastered. Technically it's Maniac Mansion Day of the Tentacle Remastered. Doesn't show up properly on Twitch unless you do that, but that's beside the point, since this is being watched on YouTube.
Maybe I put them upstairs.
Maybe he did.
That's got to be it. Upstairs.
And then you can go and explore the house as Bernard. I think I'll just immediately get the plans and...
I've got the plans.
Quick,
and
we
there's
have
the
to
plans.
flash them to Hoagie.
How did you get over there?
Now,
My
you could either
ingenious super
notice
battery design, please.
that piece of paper to the side and grab that first,
You really flushed them.
or
Yes.
you can go throughout
Down the
the
toilet.
house to solve
No,
some
through
puzzles
time.
with Bernard.
Using the highly
So Bernard
sophisticated
needs an
time-flux
actual
hydronic
diamond.
vortex chamber I've installed in each chronogon.
Hoagie and
You can
Laverne
flash small
need to
inanimate
power
objects
their-
to each other through time.
Chronojons.
Flash small inanimate objects to each other through time.
And of course, Laverne's in the future. I believe
Hello?
200 years in the future.
Dr. Fred, can you hear me?
It probably said it last episode, but that's
Drat.
beside the point.
Did you hear something?
And of course,
No.
fairly
Let's
close
see
to
if
this
what's
time,
his name catches on.
to the time that this game was released, was
Oh,
the
great.
time
I'm stuck
of
in colonial
American
times. Tentacles are taking over the
independence
world, and now the toilet's
starting.
backing up.
Hoagie, come over here. It's your old pal, Dr. Fred.
Dr. Fred, how'd you get in there?
How did you
I
get
want
in
you
there?
to pick up those plans you see
That
in
is
the
a valid
chronogon,
question.
Hoagie.
That
Bring
is a
them
valid
to
question.
Red Edison. He's my great grandfather.
That's a
He'll
few
know what
greats.
to do.
You need the plans to make a super battery so you can plug in your chronogon.
Okay, if you say so, Bernard.
Good boy. Does he have any experience with electronics?
Well, I once saw him take 3,000 volts directly through his head without batting an eye.
Didn't he pass out?
Yeah.
Well, he was already passed out when it happened.
Well, that might hurt
Time
you
for me
a
to
little
save
bit.
the world, I guess.
Now, they say it's the amps that kill you, but I'd imagine both do damage. Now you can switch between Bernard and Hoagie. But not Laverne yet, because she's stuck in a tree. But for fun, I'll just go around with Hoagie. I hate it when my computer does that. It didn't even look like
Hi
anything
there,
happened.
mister.
Franklin,
Actually,
Ben Franklin.
it was probably
soon to be
something
known
else.
as the inventor
But-
of electricity.
Do you know Red Edison? He's a scientist guy, too.
And this is Benjamin
Red
Franklin.
Edison? A scientist? He's just an innkeeper who pretends to be a scientist, and he's not very good at doing either one. I can't believe
course.
Washington and Jefferson picked his inn, of all places, to write our Constitution.
Yeah, it's a very... Okay, yeah, it was definitely that. Okay. For some reason, my computer auto minimizes. This is about twice a day, whatever full screen thing you're doing.
Shouldn't you say the discoverer of electricity?
Yeah.
You think the ultimate power in the universe is just under some rock waiting to be discovered? Ha!
I'd imagine some
I, Ben
caveman...
Franklin, I'm going to
cavemen
summon
thought so,
power from
too.
the sky by
Thought
sheer
that.
force of genius.
I could use a little power myself for my time machine.
I like...
There will be power enough for all in time. There aren't any time machines yet anyway. That's next summer's project.
Of course. And I just love talking
How
to the
exactly
characters.
are you going to do
because
that power
it's
lure?
great.
Using one of my newest inventions. I like to call it the Francocopter.
The Francocopter, eh? Interesting.
That's a kite, Ben. They've been around for thousands of years.
Oh, sure, as toys. But this one is a letter to the gods.
Of course.
It says, Dear Thor, just one drop of your mighty juice in the hands of a genius like me could illuminate the entire world. Love, Ben.
And now
I
it's
hope
come
you
to
wrote
what
it in
I'm doing
Swedish
right now.
so Thor can read it. Or were those guys Norwegian?
I was speaking figuratively.
I
What
like
actually is
the
happening is
jokes.
that I'm waiting for lightning to strike my kite.
And isn't it too
Isn't
sunny
it
for
too
lightning?
sunny for
Of course, there's
lightning?
been some dry lightning around here.
I know that. I'm just trying to keep my grant going until we get a storm.
Of course.
And then what?
And then the electricity charges the kite.
And,
And
then,
then what?
Then the electricity travels down the string.
And,
And
then
then
what?
what?
It charges me, of course.
And then what?
I glow with its almighty power.
And then what?
I use its power to make the world a better place.
Of course.
And then what?
The world kneels before me, asking me to guide it with my mighty benevolence.
He might have slight delusions of grandeur in this.
And then what?
I have all annoying pests like you locked up.
And then
And
what?
then what?
Shot.
And
I
then
see.
I see. It did. I think I clicked on and then what, and he said, "I see," instead. That's always fun. One of the cool things about the engine they wrote it on. Whoops. Okay. I accidentally pressed a button. Nobody panic. Okay. There we go. I'll stop fiddling around with things in my hand. I have a habit of doing that.
Aren't you missing a key or something?
The key to discovery is daring intellect, my boy.
But they basically
Daring
wrote it
intellect
in
and rigorous
engine and
science.
just
No, I mean a real key.
You mean the where the
and
heck
just
did I put my
created a
keys
branching
kind of key?
path.
Yeah.
That's a manual device. It needs no power. Seriously, man, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm going to back away now, just in case.
Of course.
Carry on.
So yeah, that's a fun thing you can do. Oops, did not mean to press that. Meanwhile, because I took so long, 400 years later,
Get me down from here!
now this is the one puzzle that confused me for a little while.
It's totally covered with crud.
It's a vehicle that's dirty. Some regions will understand and that puzzle and do it right away. In the US, which I'm in the US, and I haven't had the situation very much, but
What's up?
Uh,
Don't feel like talking, huh?
washing
Oh,
your car
silence or
is
something
superstitious,
probably
causing
right.
a cause of
Well, that's cool.
my brain always goes blank. Causes it to rain, which lightning, rain, you know where it goes from there.
Great hat.
And I really
man.
like just saying all these things to him. And every one of these options has like 5 different branching paths, or has 3 branching paths that branch again, that branch again.
Later, dude.
And according to my sister, who decided to play it in German because she likes German, they actually sing a song. Also, that gets you an achievement if you haven't gotten it yet. That's like cannibalism, because he's hoagie and he just ate a hoagie. But lots of things to talk about. Lots and lots of things. But apparently in the German version of this game, another item animation. Weird. It's like it's being impatient. But if you talk to the mummy and choose the right path down it, It sings an actual song. Like, he sings a song. So there's some cold people here. I'll talk to George
Excuse
Washington.
me.
There's one cold person, and then there's a couple of, well, I'm fine
Yes?
people.
Whoa, you're like George Washington.
Yep,
Very
he
much
is.
like him, according to my wife, Mrs. Washington. Does Mrs. Washington know you wear so much
I
makeup?
like making the
One must wear
choosing the
makeup
joke
when one
responses.
receives the phenomenal amount of media attention that I do. It's quite likely that I'll be president soon, you know. Do you think I should be the ecology president or the education president?
Depends on how many cherry trees you've chopped
Depends
down.
on how many cherry trees you've chopped down. Well, I am quite the adept tree cutter. Men still tell tales of my youthful prowess. I bet you've lost it. You couldn't
And
cut
this
down a
is how
tree to
you
save
get
your grandmother.
the
Lost
tree
it,
cut
have
down,
I?
but
Why, I'd
first
show you a thing or two if there
he
were a
needs
cherry tree nearby.
it to be a cherry
But
tree.
as you can see, there isn't.
Which
I only cut down cherry
he only cuts
trees.
down cherry trees.
Family
He does it
tradition,
pretty
you understand.
efficiently.
Cherries only.
But
There's
he
nothing
only
out
does
there
that.
but cedar
And
and
that comes
kumquat.
from all of the stories you're told as a kid, and in the U.S. because, you know, nothing makes people happier than propaganda. And the rule of adventure games: if it can be picked up, pick it up. And I just know how to do most of these. I do like how he uses that, though. Go through here. And I've played this a few times because I liked it when I played it. Now, a little thing you can do that you may not initially know is this. Go up the fireplace. I think in Hoagie's case there's not a lot you can do that you can't do anywhere else. At least going through the chimney. We'll get there when we get there. But I think these are going to be long episodes. Holy crap. I mean, I've encoded 47,000 frames. I don't know how many frames, how long that is. But I think that should be the end of the second episode. So, until next time, I suppose I can check with that. It's been only about half an hour total, which means, yeah. Okay. So, this has been Mr. Power 46. Once again, not knowing how to do an outro. Goodbye. Awkward.